So there is this question about whether the more we know, the more scientific knowledge comes into the world, whether that robs us of the magic. And various people have commented on this. And I mentioned Wordsworth earlier, and the Romantic poets especially, they really like to go after the scientists. And there's a famous quote from John Keats, the poet, who claimed that Newton had destroyed the poetry of the rainbow by reducing it to the prismatic colors. And so the question is, can science actually diminish the experience of wonder? Lani?
So if I may, I will counter with a quote from Albert Einstein, who once wrote that wonder is the most beautiful emotion that we can experience, the power of all true art and science. He said that without the capacity to experience awe, we were as good as dead. I think that, especially for those of us who choose to go into science as a career, awe is not only an option that remains on the table, but necessary. This is something that you do that takes enormous work, enormous training. Chances of fortune and fame are very, very low. This is not a life choice that you make unless you are profoundly fascinated by the world that we live in and the people that inhabit that world. So for me, wonder and awe are really at the heart of what I choose to do every day. And everything that I learn just becomes an opportunity for more awe and more wonder. It becomes a cycle rather than a dead end.
But do you need some mystery to really, do you need sort of the struggle of what you don't know to have these kinds of experiences we've been talking about?
This cycle provides that for me. I have never found the mystery to end in anything that I've learned. And beyond psychology, I do read a smattering of physics, and I keep up with biology and evolution and genetics and all of the growth that our knowledge has continued to exhibit as time goes on, and I've never run out of mysteries.
So basically what you're saying is with each new bit of knowledge, it leads to more questions, to more unknowns.
Exactly. And sometimes the new unknowns are even bigger than the last unknowns.
I think it also, I'd like to add to that, and also to go back to Wordsworth, his best mate, his best friend, Samuel Taylor Coleridge, with whom he compiled the lyrical ballads, their first great work, was very keen on science. I used to hang out at a place called the Royal Institution, still going in London. It's a place rather like the New York Academy of Sciences. He used to hang out with his best friend, Humphrey Davy, the chemist. And he wanted to, as he said, he wanted to attack science like a shark. He wanted to enrich his stock of metaphors. He was, so, that disagreement goes a long way back. And I don't have your level of understanding of much of the science, but from what I do learn, for me it's a little bit like a really clear night in New York. You see more, and it's even more beautiful. Or if you learn more about music, the music doesn't get less beautiful. It gets more intriguing, more fascinating. You have a deeper understanding. You want to do more music. I feel that way about what knowledge reveals to us. Of course, Richard Feynman said something analogous too, that the knowledge only enhances the awe and wonder of a flower.